it's Michelle again at Inhale Yoga Studio. I'm coming to you today with some tips for relieving chronic back pain. So spring break is on the way, at least at this time in our lives here. Spring break is on the way and summer is not that far away, and so there's this touring around, looking at lots of neat things in new cities, and as a result we tend to get a lot of chronic back pain from standing, walking, and also not engaging the core. So today I want to show you a couple things that can open up the hips and create a relief in the low back that you can do easily in your hotel. So what you'll need is a dense blanket of some sort. So not the squishy little duvets or something like that, but a really dense blanket, and then a strap. And it doesn't have to be a fancy strap. It could be something like the tie on your robe or a couple of belts looped together. Yeah? So you'll need that and a strap. And what we're going to do with the blanket, you can even use like a little roll pillow, a fancy roll pillow on the beds at hotels. Yeah? So what you want is to just have that roll. So if you have a blanket, you want to make it to where it turns into a roll, something like that. And then with a strap, you want to create a sense of being able to loop something up. So you can do that by either looping up the strap itself or just having the strap tied loose. To save time, I'm just going to keep a loose strap today. So for these things, you'll end up lying on your back. And it takes several breaths and several minutes to do each pose. But today I'm going to show them in a shorter version, and then you can just begin to practice them on your own, spending maybe 10, 12, even 15 breaths in each posture. So the first thing that we're going to do is start on the right side. You'll bring that blanket roll just outside your right hip. So it's not going to be hovering too close, but just a little ways out so you have a little room to move. And then you're going to take that strap and bring it so that you can loop up your right foot. So I'm going to lay down first, and then with both feet on the floor, I'm going to bring the right knee in and reach up to just loop up my foot. Once you do that, you can extend the leg up. So let's say you don't have very loose hamstrings. No problem. You can keep the leg forward. We want to keep the leg straight versus bent in this particular series. And so the leg stays straight. And it may be that far out, it may even be that far out, and it's totally fine, right? So you want to be able to go to a comfortable place with the leg fully extended. If you need the extra space, you just leave the left foot on the floor. If you want to get a little bit deeper into it, you stretch the left leg, and that'll start to pull the hips so that the lower back returns to its natural arch. And so from here, you just let the shoulders soften down, make space across the collarbone. You might even enjoy to close your eyes and take a couple breaths. The lower belly is going to be toned and supportive. And a little bit, you're trying to take this right sitting bone and reach it down, kind of squeeze it in towards your left ankle. And then you hold here for several breaths. Again, 5, 10, 15, 20, depending. Sometimes I use a little egg timer and put 1 minute to 2 minutes on it. After you spend your time here, we're carefully and slowly going to guide the leg out to the side. So I'll slide my hand down the strap so that I can carefully guide out to the side. As I do that, I want my left hip to stay down toward the ground instead of rolling up and around with me, right? So you may need a bigger cushion of blankets for that to happen. Once I find a place that's really comfortable, I'm just going to reach back up that strap and then hold here. The inner groin will begin to release, and there'll be a lot of space in the low belly and pelvis. So again, 5 breaths, 10 breaths, whatever you're doing, do the same amount every time. Then you're going to engage the belly, push it back toward the floor, squeeze the muscles of the leg, and then you're going to lift the leg back up. So I carry that with the strength of my leg, not with the heft of my arm. Then from here, we're going to switch. Catch the strap with the left hand, and then you're going to guide the leg across the body until you start to feel an opening, either across the IT band or maybe even up into your calf muscle, depending on where you're tightest. Right? Ideally, we want to keep the belly pressing back and the hips mostly grounded. If you need a little more, you can always bring the foot closer to the face. For me and my body, that doesn't work. And again, if you're really tight, you may only be getting to here, and that's okay. So again, you'll spend the amount of time here, the shoulders relaxing, taking it easy, letting the outside open. And then you'll come back up to center. The belly tones, you press back toward the floor and use the muscles of the leg to lift. The knee will bend, you'll release the strap, release the foot, and then pause here for a good 3 or 4 breaths, just noticing the difference between one leg and the other. typically what happens here is that your leg that you just did feels really spacious and really full and kind of that disconnected feeling in a good way. And the other leg feels really heavy and really dense. And then you just repeat on the other side. You line up the right leg, start with the soles of the feet on the floor, catch the left foot and lift, extend the right foot if that's possible in your body. Again, you can be really far away. Over time, maybe the leg starts to work more straight. And then you take it out to the side, move it across, and then bring everything back and pause back down. After you get to this point, rest for a few minutes, feel the space in the back, feel the space in the hips. And then when you're ready to come out, you'll bring the soles of the feet onto the floor, shift the hips to the side and roll over onto one side, and then come all the way back up. And then you'll feel the difference in your hips, right? When you sit cross-legged, you'll notice that it's a little bit easier. The hips are open, the back is a little bit softer. Each time that you do one side or the other, you want to make sure the blanket roll is on the outside of the hip that you're working on. So give that a try. Next time that you're feeling a lot of chronic back stress, the next time that you're kind of on vacation and feeling a little extra stress in the back from all of the walking around, give that all a try and see how it impacts, see how it changes things and makes things a little more comfortable on your vacation or wherever it is that you are. If you want more advice, follow us on YouTube, Twitter, or Facebook, or come to the studio. Thanks for watching.